Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that project is being rated. Today I got a Fiverr order for How to Lose a Guy in 1DM. This is currently the 41st most popular project on games. It just launched, so might check that a little bit later to see if it's climbed at all. But the all-too-familiar game of responding to the horny, angry, and desperate DMs from the guys we all know, from Flying Leap Games / Spite House Studios. So, full disclaimer, I'm getting paid to do this Kickstarter critique, and they actually reached out to me before the Kickstarter campaign and said, hey, we'd like you to check it out, just kind of set eyeballs on it. Thanks in part to Darth Ed, actually a viewer of the channel who recommended I make that a Fiverr level, and I did, and somebody already took it. But 30 minutes, 3 to 8 players, ages 18 plus. I love the fact that that's there. I get the idea of this game. I get the general gist. It honestly looks like the kind of game that I'd expect to see at Target. Not to say that in a negative way or a positive way. It's just, I get that vibe very heavily. Now, the first thing I will say, though, that is a really tough sell on Kickstarter. I don't typically see games of this ilk doing incredibly well unless there's some other intangible thing behind it, like a big name or a YouTube content creator. But this style of game, I'm interested to see how this one's going to do, but let's check it out. It's where you're supposed to, it's where you load up when I say that. Okay, cool. So we've got a $10,000 funding goal, $4,700 raised. Do love that marquee. Always happy to see the player count, time, age, agreed. But as always, when I go in the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
How to Lose a Guy in 1DM. The only game where guys you've definitely dated send texts you never asked for. And it's up to you to end their f***ing world. Sure, there are a lot of pink party games that get their branding cues from female razors and tampon commercials. But this is the first game that takes real experiences and real DMs and makes a cathartic game of clapping back at the all too familiar texts we get and the guys that send them. Why do guys send these texts we don't want? Well, we asked them.
I'm a nice guy. And by nice, I mean boring, angry, and jealous.
I grew up privileged, so I don't have to acknowledge your rejection. I'm gonna keep texting you.
No one in my life validates my ugliness anymore, except for strangers online. Now, that's all I have.
That hits a bit. That hits close to home with some people I know. Oh, no, says not my eyeballs.
The game works like a lot of party games you know. The judge will read a profile card of one of 50 guys, and he'll slide 3 messages each.
Wait, I want to read that. Ryan, like they immediately caught my attention by the top right. Ryan is a sexaholic that you noticed a little too late. That you noticed too little too late. At first you thought the persistence was kind of hot, and he was fun to hook up, until he wasn't. Your body and soul are exhausted, and he is unreasonably demanding. First date, sex in his place while John Mayer's Your Body is a Wonderland plays on repeat. So I do like the fact they showed all that stuff on the back of the card, and I love the fact that there's a lot of information on this card. It does, well, core mechanism-wise, I'm sure this feels like a lazy party game. That's a lot of effort that you don't see in a lot of party games, that every single one of these has their own unique thing, and I do like that. And I think little things like that go a long way in a game, quite personally. I actually, when I did my adult party game, I had a little thing like that at the bottom of every card. There was just a fun little, like, fortune cookie style thing. And I think little things like that go a long way, especially in party games of this ilk.
And he'll slide 3 messages, each more random and cringe than the last, into your DMs on the playmat. Your job is to respond using clapback cards in your hand with the goal of losing him for good. Yes, it's a party game, so the judge deals out the winning submission, but...
So, pretty much going to be 3 random cards bumped in there with all the text messages, and then you're going to have a hand of responses. You put the responses down. I get the basic gist of it. And I think having 3 there, that's going to add a lot of variability and a lot more fun to this game, potentially. I think that's one of the biggest things about Cards Against Humanity and games of that ilk, is they can get stagnant and stale. And I think having 3 cards that come together is just going to provide a really different variety of situations. So that excites me. I have some friends that will love this. Yeah, I actually am the target market for games like this.
But included are 3 other game modes for those who want to break from the typical party game style of play.
Love that. Love that. So this right here, they're talking to the gamer crowd. They're saying, hey, it's not just your party game. It's not just that target game. You know, this also has more gamery stuff to it. Love that, and I want to learn more about those.
Play tested to give you more choice, more freedom, or more of your own witty replies. How to lose a guy in one DM. Don't
those
just not
titties
respond.
do.
End his f***ing world.
What?
How to lose a guy in one
Way
DM.
to F
Don't
your
just
dad and beat your mom. Okay, so after the video, do I want it is a yes. I think that if you enjoy this style humor, and if this is a game for you, I think they crushed it. Like, even if this isn't your style game, you can kind of put yourself in that perspective and say, like, yeah, I think that if I was the target market, I would really be interested in that. And I am the target market, and I thought it looked really good. Now, as for convincing, non-party gamers, people who don't have that many styles of games, I don't know. They talked about the 3 game modes, but I'm still curious about that one. It's pretty obvious that their target market is. I don't know what percentage is represented by average Kickstarter demographics. I suspect eternal advertising may be needed. And Kevin, I think, hit that on the head right there. I think it's going to be so important getting the people from outside of Kickstarter to Kickstarter and using Kickstarter more of just like the place where you collect everybody. Because, yeah, I agree. This is just, we don't see projects like this typically towards the top of the Kickstarter tracks. Unless they have a big credit. And what I mean by that is the game that was released by the people who created Cyanide and Happiness had a big game found project. And they had a party game, all about dating and the adult stuff like that. Anywho, so do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? So let's go down here. We are Flying League Games House Studio at you with awesome party game collabs. Our 2 companies have published 6 games and raised over $250,000 on Kickstarter. Linked in the bio. We got 3 people here in collaborators, so we should have good customer service. And then Would You Kill Hitler and Flying Leap Games. So Would You Kill Hitler was on Kickstarter last year, and I actually got pulled up here. It's shipped. I think there's a couple stragglers here and there, but one thing I did notice when I was checking out the comments is they're good on it. I kind of got my package. Please DM me. Still haven't forgotten tracking. Please DM me, and that's 4 days apart, so it's not terrible customer service there, especially considering, this is pretty much a one-person operation. But can you do it? People have gotten their stuff. So, feel comfortable with that. The other company, I know next to nothing about, but I do see they have other games. But, can you do it? Feel comfortable. Do I want it? Yes. How much is it? Hopefully we don't beat around the bush when we get to the price. How to Lose a Guy in 1 DM, 30 plus minutes, 3 to 8 players, ages 18 plus. The only game where you definitely dated, I see the box, send you text you never forget, say less, clap back at guys who send the desperate DMs. And I love the fact that the pictures are included there as well. This could have been a cold or heartless party game. And what I mean by that is like, Cards Against Humanity. And I am not dissing on Cards Against Humanity. It's actually the game that got me into the hobby. Pandemic was the one after that. But that's what got me to the game store, was trying to buy Cards Against Humanity. But when you think about Cards Against Humanity, it is quite literally black and white cards with no text. It's cold, it's heartless. This actually has some pop, some flair, the different pictures of different peoples with the different descriptions. Dave has a beautiful house, a loving dog, and 2 sweet, beautiful kids. His life is perfect, and you are ready to join that life with him. That is until he told you that he also has a wife. Nope. You noped out so hard, nope right out of his GMC Yukon. Like, this is great. Like, that's... And that, to the target market, like, that's funny. Notable quote, you have to promise you won't get mad. No, you have to verbally say, I promise I won't get mad. Oh, God, and it all, like, I've known too many bad people in my life. And a lot of these are like, ooh, yeah, that reminds me of that person. They'll slide in your DMs. Wouldn't it be crazy if we hooked up? Cringe. I've sent a text like that before. You should be flattered I'm even talking to you. Never gotten like that. Some send effing nudes and man gets what he does. Okay. Guys who are left are ready, capable of saying anything, clap back with the most devastating reply. If I could make a wish, it'd be, have I seen the price? I think that's the one thing I'm really looking for here. Okay, the price. Thanks. My every reward tier comes with an exclusive neoprene playmat. Booyah. Thanks, my meal needed a dash of the stupidest shit, and it was ever to edge, put over the edge. Okay. And I do want to say that this is one of the suggestions I did, because as I mentioned, they paid me beforehand to take a look at the Kickstarter, and I was like, if you got a playmat, you should totally spotlight the playmat. Let me know what you think about that, because when I think party game, I just don't think that. Now that you know how it works, it's time to pledge. Girl, you got options, reward tiers. How to Lose a Guy in 1DM, get the full game, $19, great price, under $25. I don't think twice about it. That would be the first thing that I would say I don't like about the marquee is if you have a price like that at $19, I would spotlight that price. I'd spotlight that price because $19, you don't even think twice about it. $19, you look at this game and say, maybe I'll buy it for my 17-year-old niece, or maybe I'll buy it for my daughter, maybe I'll get it for whatever. Even though honestly, I'm a 36-year-old dude, I want to play this game because I think it's a funny premise. And add the mat on the marquee too. Sean says take it a step further. I don't disagree with that. $19, play mat included, stretch goals, whatever. So yeah, I think there's a lot good going on here. Retail version is going to be, what is that? I don't know. That's 20 or 29. Either way, it's going to be cheaper. 400 unique cards. That's what I really want to see there. The retail version, everyone a year from now will get. You'll just get it first. And then we have the Golden Goddess. So we're getting a $10 bump up here. Everything you need to play the game. 400 unique cards plus 50 Kickstarter exclusive cards. Then a Kickstarter exclusive Golden Goddess box. The premium box construction with gold foil lettering. If it's gold, then I'm sold. Now this one I think is going to be a hard sell here. Just because, it's a $10 price jump. And really at the end of the day, what you're getting is a tuck box of cards. Because I don't feel like most people care if it's like, oh, my box is fancier or not. So I feel like this one's going to be a hard sell, honestly. But then again, $29 is still, I don't feel like that's a terrible price at all. This really does have the belongs at Target's vibe. Yeah, 100%. Which I think that's great. Like, if you're putting up a party game like this, that is this polished, that looks this great right from the jump, I mean, you set yourself up to succeed. Certified male ally, so $49. Feature a photo of you on one guy's profile card in the game. I gotta talk to Chris. I want to be in the game. I want to be in the game. Everything for the Golden God tiers. Now this is going to sell out. That's great. Plus a sticker. Don't care. I want to be in the game, and it's only $20 on top of the other pledge level that you're most likely considering. So I feel like that's actually a really good price right there. Let's get Forrest in the game. The Bad Bitch Collector. Receive all 3 expansions, whether we unlock them or not. A mega box to house all the expansions. And then everything from the Golden Goddess tier. Option to choose base game edition of the box. So right now you've just let the cat out of the bag that there's going to be 3 expansions that are potentially going to be unlocked, and there's going to be a good pledge. There's going to be a pledge level already out. Because this is a very delicate thing to do. We see a company like CMON get just smashed because it's like, just give us the big pledge level, and they wait until the end to do it. And they're like, all right, we're going to try and do this from the beginning. Here's the big pledge level with the 3 expansions. Okay, so $69, and then are these all tuck boxes as well? Are these? I'm assuming these are going to be tuck boxes, but it's going to have a deluxe box that's fit everything, so I don't even care at that point. I like, honestly, the deluxe box. And that's one thing I would mention here. These are the same box right here, but if there's actually going to be a mega box, maybe just do a little bit better job of spotlighting the mega box. Maybe I should have mentioned that the first time. But anywho, $69. That's $9 over MSRP. You're getting 4 expansions there and a party game. Okay. Half of pledges so far have been golden. Awesome. Because that's what you want. That's quite frankly what you want. And I think part of the rub on that is because the $19 price point is so cheap that it's like $29, like whatever. I spent $140 yesterday on whatever the hell this minis game is. $29. Founder said, credit in the game as founder contributor. Write a guide card from your own experience. Write 3 total cards, DM or clapback, everything from the Bad Bitch tier. So you're going to be able to get all the stuff and get your creative touch into the game. I imagine that's going to sell out $129. That seems like a pretty reasonable price for that. Like, put your own touch in the game. Like, you could, right? So you don't get to put the picture in, but you get to put the description in. Yeah, I've got a couple. Option to choose the base game edition of the box, heartfelt and symbolic okay. And then the in real life 1DM Queen for $299. Wowzers. All right. We will take over your Tinder, Hinge / Bumble. Those are dating websites, by the way. I know that for a fact on Tinder. The other two, I'm not even sure, but I'm assuming for 24 hours, slaying the shittiest guys or wooing the finer ones. You'll get to stream the experience with them. You want to date? Bet. You want carnage? We can do that too. Includes the Tinder takeover experience. Full details in the Kickstarter award. 1 year of Tinder Gold. So that right there, I wonder how much that actually just normally cost. I would honestly mention that right there too, now I think about it. I love those Founder Set rewards. Yeah. Likewise, everything for the Bad Bitch tier, plus option to choose the base game edition of the box. So that's a really interesting one. That's a really fascinating one. Then the retailer tier, you get 12 of them. Swipe right billboard. Here's so $1,299. Wow. Hear us out. We will pay for a professional photo shoot for you. We will buy a 1 month ad buy for a billboard in your city. Your place, your face. Plus, if you see Todd on Tinder, swipe right. I'm just assuming Todd's going to buy this. You will also get the game, I guess. So, I'll be blunt with you. At first, my idea is like, who the hell would possibly take this? But then I go back to some of my early 20-year days. Back before I settled down with my amazing wife, where I was just, whoo. And I say to myself, if I had that kind of disposable income, I would so take this. Like, if like $1,300 didn't mean a damn thing to me, I would be like, yes, I want this. I would take a picture of this. I would ask to be, I would be on the news most likely. I'd want to be on the news, and I would ham it up, and I'd say, make sure you're swiping right. This is so ridiculously, absurdly preposterous, and I love it. Google says 1 year of Tinder Gold is $120, so that's actually really solid right there. Well, $120. I don't know but that's like a once in a lifetime experience kind of thing too. So it's just weird. More details and cool shit below. Stretch goal rewards. Okay. Every 5. Oh, so let's check over here. So the 19. Oh, so this is the early bird. So, 9 backers on that one. Early Bird, the Golden Goddess, 46. And maybe that's why they don't have the price, because the price is going to change after the first 24 hours. The Certified Male Ally, 49. So 14, yeah, and I imagine that one's going to sell out. The Bad Bitch Collector, so that's everything. So 14. The Retailer, nobody on that yet. The Founders Set, 5. In Real Life, DM Queen. I hope that gets taken. I would love to see that. And then the Billboard. Not taken yet. I hope that one gets taken as well. And I do think it's a great idea to have that one there, to be quite frank. Because while it is absurd, and while it is probably going to cost a good chunk of money to put up that billboard, especially depending on where they live. But the bottom line is, just hitting that $1,299, that really jumps your Kickstarter right there. It makes you, especially when your funding goal is $10,000. So I like having those on there, and I like the big pledges they have. I thought those were nice. Rewards, thicker neoprene mat, and linen cards. So if we hit 5 rewards, every pledge gets a 20-card expansion, 10 rewards. Expansion 1 unlocked, expansion 2 unlocked. They're very cute ideas, and with a billboard, that will also advertise the game potentially, so worth it for them. Yeah, great point as well. Expansion 3 unlocked, Mega Box, worldwide shipping discount. Okay, so this is the stuff that if it gets unlocked is going to make that $69 pledge level, the one that's incomplete right now, better. No, it's the Bad Bitch, and it's the Founder Set. Okay, so let's go really analyze that and see how that's going, because that's a leap of faith. So 14 people there, and 0 people on. No, it's a retailer, 129, and then 5 out of 25. And I imagine, yeah, okay, interesting. Especially if they get it to retail. Yeah, no joke. Definitely a good point there. So, each achievement unlocked helps us unlock rewards that everyone benefits from. So we hit 10K, we hit 25K, we hit 50K. We're going to get points, essentially, that go to here. Backers, max out reward tier, max out founders tier. So max out equals people back until we run out. Okay. Oh, so this means we're going to get a point if we sell all of the stretch goals there. It's not as clean as I'd like it to be, but that's a really cool idea. There's lots of different ways to gain the points. I like this. Social stretch goals. Hopefully there's a clickable. What if I click on this? it took me to Linktree. Oh, our stretch goal links. Looky there. That's nice. That's a smart one. So the link takes you to all the other links that you could then potentially click, and you could just go bink to do one after the other after the other. I like that. I like that a lot. YouTube subscribers. And this is clean and clear because honestly, I say this all the time. Make these clickable. And that's a lot of extra work, I'd imagine, to break them up all into different bite-sized chunks and then have them all be clickable and doing the back-end stuff, but just to have it sent to one hub. I think that's a really smart idea. I watched a video that said basically social goals is why exploding kittens killed it. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, too. Just because more people are likely to see the project, and I think especially with a project like this, where the target market, you need to bring them to Kickstarter. They're just not inherently here. That's just not the creatures that roam here primarily. So I do like the fact that they're going hard into the social goals. Social engagements, 1,000 shares in the most recent Facebook post. Wow, that's a lot. Shares, because that's not just shares. That's not just likes. That's shares. Complete all social search goals just using this link. Kickstarter comments, 100 angry incel comments, 500 angry incel comments, 2,000 angry incel comments. And so, here's the thing. That right there is going to piss off some people. But, from a marketing standpoint, the fact that that right there is going to piss off some people, I think actually works in the favor of the game. Because it's going to get more people who would be interested in this game. This is such an interesting project. Badges. Wouldn't it be so funny if we annoyed the right people and got all these done? Use the hashtag shriveled scrotum 100 times. Oh, I should have used that when I was doing this. I'll do that next. We get awarded the Kickstarter We Love badge. We get on local television anywhere. Someone creates a How to Lose wiki page, blue check. So these are things that people can actually do. Nice. Watch this play. So this is a gameplay.
And you were ready to always.
Okay. Serviceable. Maybe I'd like to see what's going on the board down here. But gameplay. That's what I love to see. Too long didn't watch. Just read for the highlights. What is this? The beginning of each round, each player draws 5 clapback cards. They got a GIF in case I want to watch that. Okay, solid. But the only thing I complain about now is I still am looking for the shipping. Because once again, all the other information I feel like is pretty well conveyed. What's in the box? Oh, the other game modes. The other game modes. That's what I want to know. I love the fact that there's a timeline section. That should be the norm. A TL section. TL? Is TL timeline? TL. Too long. Oh, yeah. Too long. Yeah, actually, yeah, I do really love that now that I think about it. The too long didn't read. Because how many times have I just been like, they make you read way too much. Yeah, I kind of like that a lot as well. Now that I think about it. Okay, so what's in the box? We got the stuff game modes. Takedown becomes a team sport with each faction having to convince one judge why their approach is best suited to lose the guy. Be the guy. The judge becomes the guy and is able to choose the DMs to send to better fit the persona they now have the displeasure to roleplay that round. Oh, so they have to figure out which... That's... Okay. Shoot your shot. You must defend your clapback. Fill in more details of how you came to know the guy, your clapback rationale. And so these are essentially, in some aspects, taking it to the party game realm, which I do like. Now, it still doesn't look like it's a gamery style game, but still, like that. Different game modes, more variability. Reviews. Don't just take your word for it. See what reviewers have said. I could show you DMs on my phone right now that are exactly like the messages in this round, the messages of this round. Doesn't really tell me anything about the game. But it does speak to the cards themselves, which I wasn't doubting, because, I mean, I've sent some cringers myself. One of the funniest party games I've played this year. Seeing how cringy people text and being able to respond back is hilarious and awesome for everyone we played with. Okay? Hey, there's Grant. This game really speaks to a modern cultural experience that we haven't seen represented in other games. It's a shame this game is so relatable, but it's so funny because it's so true, and damn it, Grant is good. These should be clickable, by the way. That'd be great if they could send me to the actual people. But I think he really does a great job there of saying, this is more because it's so real. The fact that you watch that video and say, yeah, I know somebody has probably said like that, or you've said something like that. And it's like, the game is directly addressing that. And I'm not trying to make it something more than what it is, but it's just, I think he did a great job pointing that out. It's like you took my entire online dating history and made it into a game. A+. Okay. You can slide into our DMs anytime. Caught on video saying nice things. Okay, people talking about the stuff.
Guys are creeps. And we're dumb. It's not a great combination.
I love Grant. He's a board game comedian, by the way. He does like his own set of just board game comedy, in addition to his regular comedy as well. But you should check him out. He's fantastic. Here we go, shipping. We have plans to manufacture with What's Games. What's Games has to date complete 5 print ones with us. What's Games has a certificate from the ICTI Ethical Toy Program. This is BFD. It guarantees their ethical supplier and helps small game companies Kickstarter scale up their sustainability project. Okay. Talk about the manufacturer. I always love little details like that. U.S. shipping $7, EU $14.16, rest of the world TBD. Shipping will be charged after the campaign. Expansions will add cost to shipments. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But then again, that's just hard to do because you don't want to give a hard, firm price. But I would say maybe mention what the hard, firm price is probably going to be if you do hit the 3 expansions. Like, hey, this is what it will cost if we hit the 3 expansions. Like, say, here's the range. Like, that'd be great if there's a range here. Like, it starts here, but as we get up to expansions, it might go up to X dollars. I think that'd be a little bit cleaner there. This project is customs friendly. Oh, that's a K. This would be J instead of K. Is custom friendly. Reward bound for the EU, UK, Canada, Australia, and the US will ship within those regions or Kickstarter ship. We collect VAT if applicable upfront, so your shipments will sail throughly at customs at no extra charge. So that sounds good. I like the fact they're adjusting the VAT. On that comedian note, more geek that board game, but still good. Joseph Scrimshaw. I will have to check him out. Thank you for the recommendation. Chris and Molly have published 6 games and raised over $275,000 on Kickstarters. 2 publishers, 1 dream to make a hilarious thing. I make games out of spite, so it's a natural fit for me. We've got stuff about things. Comment on our campaign page, the worst DM you've ever received. We'll put the worst of the worst in the free 20-card expansion pack. Wow. That seems really low. That seems really low for that, because that's a really cool thing that I think a lot of people might have missed just by how it's organized. And then Jalop. Oh my gosh. I just went through a Jalop project that I liked. What? That never happens. Chris, so I want to talk to you about Jalop, Chris. I'm so fascinated by that. How much control did you have in the actual order of everything? Like, did they create the graphics? Do you tell them what to do? I would love to know more about that. Because normally, I hate how Jalop organizes things. All right, so anywho, FAQ. How can I contact you? So I hate the FAQ. My question is question number 12. And I could not check out the FAQ beforehand, but I always recommend checking out the Reload from Colossal Games, how they organize their FAQ, and then Yucatan did it most recently as well, and more companies are doing it, because if my question is question number 12, I got to read through all 12 before I even get to it. Can kids play? Absolutely fucking not. About 1-ish per expansion. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. So I'd put that price range there, the range. So, how many cards are in the expansion packs? As of now, at least 100 per deck. Wow! So I don't think that was spotlighted well either. Except when said otherwise on the Kickstarter page. Because, like, the first thing that you showed me was the 52-card tuck box. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then, so I just had in my mind that the extra boxes were more 52-card tuck boxes. And then saying that, oh, hey, they at least 100 per deck. That's a lot. Jalop misspelled in the shipping today too. They goofed up the shipping section yesterday with minor spelling errors. I didn't know. I'm not the best speller myself, so I don't tend to criticize with that. I just like to point them out and say, hey, you might want to fix that, because that's what I hope people would do to me. So just launched today. No updates yet. Check out the comments. Hey, sexy ladies. I find the most erotic part of a woman's body are the boobies. Because they asked for it. They asked for these in the comment section, and now I say to myself, after that's the first thing I read here, that most definitely needs to be higher. This needs to be something that people see very early on, because now that I think about it, that's something that's going to make me want to go check out the comment section, knowing that you're running a contest in here. Love that. Hey, I will continue to spite Rob in all my endeavors. With the certified male ally punch, it's effectively the golden goddess, but with my ugly mugshot running your thing. So, yeah, I want it back just so I can do some cringe stuff. But yeah, I would honestly move that higher because that's a really fun idea. And it's a way to make people actually want to read your comment section, which that's not typically how this works. Jalop is only doing paid media. So one more question. Do they have like different packages that you can choose that people do? Because I should reach out to them one day. I would love to know more. I definitely want to see this succeed. Big kudos to developers and designers. So, final grade on How to Lose a Guy in 1DM. So, do I want it? Yes. I think the target market, I think they crushed it. I think the video's humor came across. I think it was so real that it kind of resonates with people. I love... it pops. It pops. It looks like a target game. It looks polished. It looks professional. It looks great. Price? So can you do it? Yes, I feel comfortable. Two companies coming together. The one, I know their track record. I know it's solid. And plus, can you do it? I feel comfortable. How much is it? $19. Like, that's great. I would honestly have that on the marquee, I think. Especially for that first day. $19. First day only. Early bird. Playmat, stretch goal. Like, you got so many cool things that I think could be up here. And there's just a lot of unused white space here. So maybe some polish there. But it looks good. Can you do it? Feel comfortable? How much is it? Solid price. So at the end of the day, good Kickstarter. A-. Would like to have seen the FAQ section organized. Everything else I'm fairly pleased with. Shout that low cost and 100 card expansion all is good. Yeah, I would say that 100 card expansion, the impression was a 52. And I think I'm about the same boat, A- there. Anytime you can get people laughing in a Kickstarter video, and that's your goal, it's a party, fun, haha party game, I think you got it. I would also maybe spotlight, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of a missed opportunity not to just bump it just a little bit longer maybe, and spotlight those 3 additional game modes more. Because those are really going to give some legs, and they sound like they're really interesting different ones. Like, instead, you're now sending the text, and so it's like, oh, I'm picking between 3 of these cringy texts, and that sounds like its own fun little game. So yeah, I'm going to go with, I think, an A- as well. I thought overall it was really well done. But let me know in the comments below, what's your final grade for How to Lose a Guy in 1DM? And as always, if you enjoy this Kickstarter content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, celebrate my 10th anniversary of making YouTube content. Bye-bye!